Hello and welcome back. I am Elisa. If you are new here, I am a healing and empowerment coach committed to helping you rediscover the light that you already have. When it comes to forgiveness within the self, especially when it comes to things in our past, there's no way to grow if we do not forgive those parts of ourselves. Allowing forgiveness to fully take over your heart can be something really special. Not only just forgiveness with others, but also forgiveness for yourself, for the times that maybe you were in the wrong. When these shadows come up and we have wronged somebody else, it's important to forgive ourselves for interacting with somebody based off of what we knew at the time. Now we know better. Now we've reflected onto it and see that we can really grow from here. When it comes to growing and evolving, we have to forgive those parts of ourselves that were moving and choosing and acting with the tools and the knowledge that we knew at that time. Let me say that again. When we are forgiving ourselves, we have to interact with those pieces or those moments of ourselves and accepting ourselves for who we were in that moment and how we chose to interact with life with what we knew at that time. Now, in order to move forward and to evolve from those things that were keeping us, holding us back, we have to forgive. We have to forgive ourselves for what we knew at that time. We have to forgive ourselves and those moments, our entire life is defined from so many infinitesimal moments. One specific moment in time does not define our entire life. And if there is a specific moment that comes to mind that feels like that is where you've been at a standstill in your growth, you've been at a standstill in your healing, it is time to forgive yourself in that moment for how you chose to interact, whether you were in the wrong or not. Our emotions are our gateway to understanding ourselves and the way that we are interacting with our outside world and how it is affecting our inside world. We have to learn to forgive ourselves for the intentional and unintentional harm or wrongs that we may have done to others, onto ourselves, and how we've chose to maneuver in those ways. And there are going to be people that wrong us. This is part of life. There's going to be people that you interact with that aren't going to have your best interest at heart. When it comes to those people that choose to interact with you and interact with life in that way, that has nothing to do with you. The way that somebody chooses to treat you has nothing to do with who you are. It's just a reflection as to the lens that they are viewing life through. It is a reflection of the way that their perspective has shaped them and how they're choosing to maneuver. And at the end of the day, choosing to forgive somebody, even when they were in the wrong, even when there is a clear at fault at hand and it wasn't your fault, even then, to choose to forgive them releases the tension and the burden that could be lowering your energy and holding you back. Forgiveness has nothing to do about the other person. Forgiveness has everything to do about who we are and what we are letting harden our heart and what we're letting come into our heart and stick. As things stick, it creates this buildup of hurt and pain that eventually will harden our heart. Picking off those pieces that are around our heart will be able to welcome in more love and releasing a lot. And so when we choose to forgive somebody, this is an invitation to accept somebody as they are and choose peace, choose ourselves over the situation. So when you're choosing to forgive, you are expanding your heart in a way that is allowing yourself to be okay with the world no matter what's going on and allow yourself to still stay centered. Energy is everything. Our energy is so priceless. And when we allow something to take over and have this power over us, it is then defining us. We are giving something else permission to enter within our heart and allowing it to just sit there. To obtain a state of peace and to stay in a state of peace, we have to strengthen our boundaries and strengthen our heart in a way where we can expand it and protect it and forgive others for how they are choosing to interact. When they are interacting with life, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the way that you are choosing to move. You know, it could be situations where there is a wrong place, wrong time. And there could be things that are going to be harder to forgive over time, and forgiveness sources from within ourselves, and forgiveness is about clearing our heart so that nothing has the power to take shape and to tear you away from the high vibration that you are trying to obtain. And it has no weight when it has to do with your elevation and your ascension into a higher energy. So when you are choosing to forgive, you are lightening these burdens and you are saying, these things have no power over me. I forgive you. This doesn't define me. I forgive you. And in a way, it is choosing peace and allowing ourselves to be protected within our own peace, where our forgiveness is centered around choosing ourselves and choosing a life that is peaceful and choosing a way of being that really full of light. It's inevitable to interact with darker energies. It is inevitable to interact with people that are on different frequencies, some other people that don't have your best interests at heart. There's no true way of really being able to avoid that. And what's beautiful is the fact that you can be such a light and you can go into a room of darkness, but that light can't be put out by a negative thing that somebody has to say. It can just slide right off. It's kind of like, what is that? Rubber and glue? Is that what that saying is? You're rubber and I'm glue, and like it's like a saying that was like around when we were like kids. You're rubber, I'm glue. Wait, you're glue and I'm rubber, it just rubs off of me or whatever. But when you're choosing forgiveness and choosing peace over anything else, your energy and your peace and your self-worth to not be defined by anything else around you, it allows you to walk into places of darkness, walk into rooms filled with darkness. Just imagine going into a room filled with a bunch of people that don't like you. It will allow you to walk into this room being the light being that you really are and really brighten up that room. You are that light switch that shifts the energy in that room, and anything that's bombarding you and coming at you, any negative comment, any negative look, that has nothing to do with me, you know. And just seeing people where they're at and allowing people to be where they're at while you are simultaneously being where you're at is allowing this state of mind and forgiving people for doing you harm and doing you wrong, whether they are intentionally doing it or whether they're not intentionally doing it, because, you know, both happen and it happens often. So allowing yourself to not be infiltrated by these negativity or negative energies, which will inevitably try to pull you down and tank your energy and drain you of it, it really creates this barrier where it has no power over you. Any situation, any person, anything, when you allow yourself to really forgive and you allow yourself to really be in a state of mind where this doesn't define me, this from my past doesn't define me, this person looking at me weird doesn't define me. Maybe we have like a history of wrongdoing people. We have to forgive ourselves for the way that we were interacting with life at that moment and in those moments, and allow ourselves the ability to really grow from it, because you can't grow from it if you don't release it. And when you are forgiving, you're releasing the hold that it has on you. You're releasing that thread to be the seed in which you grow from. Yeah, so practicing forgiveness is, you know, a very beautiful thing. It's not only applicable for like other people that we're interacting with in our life, but it's also worth doing for ourselves and within ourselves. Open ourselves up to a way of life that is full of love and light. I thank you again for joining me today. I thank you for watching this video in its entirety. If you're liking the content, please feel free to like, subscribe, share it with anybody you think that find useful. I look forward to seeing you again and connecting with you. Until next time, I'll see you again.